just press
as well,
recording
yeah.
and like just go. Anyways, so opening bit. What should we do for our opening bit?
Nachos
Jordan,
are not
take your
good.
pants off.
I don't think you want that.
No, I
We'll
don't.
all be blinded by the light.
There's some pale stuff down there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Jordan can't do that.
To no
Ellen, Adrian's not even wearing pants.
It's called a dress. You should try one.
Yoga
No.
pants.
Yoga pants, so soft and so sweet. Yoga pants.
Mm.
Everybody.
Feels soft on my cheeks.
Okay, so we can always talk about yoga pants. Is that what we should do? Should we just talk about yoga pants?
Let's talk about yoga pants.
Let's talk about the yoga
Is
pants.
Okay.
yoga pants a controversial topic? I feel like it is.
We should ask Adrian about yoga pants because I have never worn yoga pants. Jordan is giving me a
has.
face like
That
Jordan
laugh-
has.
That laugh confirms that
That
he
la-
has
he was-
worn
like
yoga
that look
pants.
on his.
Now, were
Okay.
they your own?
No, they were not.
That's what I wanted to
Oh
know.
my
So
God.
they
It's
were
gonna
not
become
my yoga
grilling,
pants.
you know?
So I just shown Bailey Tim Hawkins. Just showed her
Yes, good
yoga
stuff.
pants, and I think it was that night I was doing laundry
Oh.
and
You were curious.
folding the laundry. And yes, I was. I had just I picked them up and I was folding them, and I had folded them and I set them down, and I started singing the song in my head, and I was like, you know what? Let me try them. And so yeah, as I was doing laundry, I took my pants off.
It always comes back to
It
the
always
taking
comes
removing
back.
of your
I take
pants.
my
I took my
pants
pants off, and I put the yoga pants on, and I mean they went up almost to my knees because Bailey's short. But yes, they were super comfy, but super tight. I don't know
soft,
how
yeah.
you would wear those. all
Probably
day.
because you were so big.
Yeah, you're
Like
so
you couldn't
shredded.
fit into them properly.
But yes, I went out to the living
You
room
need
and
a
showed her. I was
proper
like, "Hey, what do you think about these? It makes your butt look big." I was like, "Well, they're very tight.
Yo, you looking thick.
Fucking dummy
A
thing.
nice piece of cake."
you got it going on.
On.
I'm trying to be quiet, but I'm like dummy thick. The clap on my butt cheeks keeps alerting the girls. Exactly. So basically,
So basically,
how are you gonna live with the guilt?
Oh, I don't have guilt.
No,
It's
honestly.
guilty pleasure.
yeah, that's what it is.
It's guilt.
So what I'm hearing is now we have to get CJ a pair.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he's the only one in here who
Okay.
hasn't tried yoga pants.
So when we do season 3 of the Brains in the Jar podcast, and y'all come back to do this podcast,
Yoga pants.
y'all bring me in a pair of yoga pants.
we
Alright.
all wear yoga pants
And we all-
during the podcast.
We could say
Honestly.
we're wearing yoga pants right
now. No one would.
No one would know.
Ever.
Like I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm gonna do it now because we said it. He's like, unless I stand up, you're not gonna know.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just going to leave the audience guessing if I'm wearing them or not.
yeah.
Jordan still has the yoga pants on.
They're
Maybe
actually
they're under my
his
pants.
At all times.
At all times. Jordan is secretly wearing yoga pants. You heard it here first.
You heard it first.
That here on the Brains in the Jar podcast, that Jordan, my co-host, has been consistently wearing yoga pants for the
For
past
his
20
life.
years
And
under
won't
his
stop.
blue jeans.
So I started when I was 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it more dramatic.
It really does.
Yeah, if I say 20 years, if I say like for the
2
past
years,
5 years, it just sounds
dumb.
like, oh, he'd like,
Says the day he was born,
yeah,
the
since
man came out with yoga pants. It was
man-
actually a phenomenon.
yeah, he, that's a little gross. He had woven his, what did the babies come in? What's the sack?
Placenta.
Yeah,
Placenta.
placenta.
He was wearing the placenta
That's yoga pants.
as yoga pants on his way out of the womb. And he has not yet taken off.
Never.
No, they just
The
grow
placenta
with my
yoga
Placenta
skin.
has grown with the man.
They have morphed onto him. His skin.
He's yoga
is-
pants, man. He is
He-
his own hero.
Yeah, exactly. They're making a movie in March. It's
yes,
gonna get
it's
it's
gonna,
gonna
be
get
great.
weird.
Yoga pants, man.
Exactly. Okay, so we're here. Welcome to the Brain in the Jar podcast. This is episode number what? I don't care
Number what
anymore.
anymore.
I'm just gonna label them on the
Episode
episode. I don't
number
know why I'm
C.
trying to say it. Thank you for joining us today on this wonderful, wonderful evening. Me and Jordan, just watched Doctor Strange: Multiverse of
No.
Madness.
I'm never invited.
Fantastic. I have to say, fantastic movie. And we're gonna just give a little. This is gonna be a Dr Pepper light of an episode because there's things I want to get to here today, and poor Bailey's dying. So
Yeah, there's a secret person in here.
yeah, there's a
Secretly dying.
yes. She lives in here, and we're
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
We're interrupting her daily schedule.
Yeah,
Her
exactly.
daily broadcast.
But we are going to discuss Doctor Strange, and I'm gonna let my co-hosts take over this one a little more. We're just gonna give you a synopsis right now. Doctor Strange discovers a being that can travel multiple dimensions at once. Yet she can only do it when she is upset or scared or freaked out or in high moments of stress. The problem with this is that she is a child, and people are chasing her through the multiverse. Who's chasing her? I don't know. Gotta watch the movie.
Or the podcast.
Or you're gonna listen to the podcast for another 10 minutes.
Movie or the
And we're
podcast.
gonna tell you like literally right
Yeah,
after I
right
get
now.
done here. Anyways. First impressions. Bring it out.
Go,
Jordan.
Okay. Don't hate me. When I first watched it, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Really?
I did.
Me too.
After the
I don't
second
hate you.
time, I rate it higher. And the reason being, I made a mistake.
Okay.
I came up with so many theories,
my
as I
gosh.
always do
So
with
many.
Marvel movies. And I looked at the poster. I'm like, oh, Deadpool. Like,
Yeah, he told
I,
me.
I kept.
I was
so-
like, buddy.
yes.
Hold on. I can zoom in, by the way. I can pull this up and we can zoom in. on
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Okay,
on the-
if you would like, I could go up
Yes,
there
yes.
and point. Okay, so
It's sad, honestly, what he thought
Over
was
here.
coming.
Over
from the
here.
movie.
Okay.
He said Deadpool, right?
Over there?
yeah, so when
The reflection in the glass of nothing.
in the reflection of the glass, when it's more high definition,
Yeah,
like,
it's so
you-
pixelated.
Uh-huh.
It almost looks like you could see Deadpool doing this, like in
Oh
the
wait,
picture.
hold on. Show the camera what you just did. I moved the camera.
Doing this.
Okay,
like, right?
okay.
So that I had figured, I'm like, okay, it's a multiversal break, and here's why I mainly thought Deadpool was in it. I thought the Illuminati in this movie were going to be completely different.
Okay.
I thought they were going to be taking people that broke through the multiverse. So I had thoughts of Deadpool when he was breaking through the timelines in
Yeah.
Deadpool
Being
2.
captured.
Yes, I thought he got taken. And then I was thinking Toby, because this is a Sam Raimi movie. Why
Yeah.
not have Toby in it? Maybe he got
For
captured
fun.
by the Illuminati. Who
Yeah.
knows? So I had all these theories.
had
It's
way
my
too many.
fault. Yes. So after I watched it a second time and I went in
Understood
again
that
knowing
nothing
that
was-
nothing I want.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But no,
Yeah.
Nothing I want, I
but
get.
after I watched it a second time, absolutely loved it. I appreciated how they went more Doctor Strange
Oh, yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll give it an 8, maybe 9 out
Okay.
of 10 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't hate me.
Okay.
It's
I
a
had to
10
be
for
real.
you.
Like, yeah, it's probably one of the better Marvel movies I've seen.
Okay.
I love No Way Home. Like,
Mhm.
nothing will ever take that
Ever.
place in my heart. I loved it. Endgame. But, like, dang. This movie was, like, what I wanted to see the Marvel Universe go in a direction. More of something that leaned into Loki. More something that leaned into, all these other different mediums that it felt like for a while Marvel was scared to do.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so to see such a bold statement be made simply by hiring Sam Raimi
Yeah.
as like this idea of like, yeah, it'll get weird. Like we know it will,
Yeah.
and it did.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
mean, it was beautiful, and I've always been like a sucker for like the never-ending story type of movies and stuff like that. So going into this, I was like, my expectations were kind of different because I was expecting it to be another superhero movie, another Marvel movie. I feel like the first Doctor Strange movie, they didn't nerf Doctor Strange himself, but they nerfed his stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where it's like, because it gets weird like this in the comics. It gets so weird. So, I mean, like, to see them go that route where they're, like, totally unafraid of the weird. Like,
Yeah.
unapologetically weird.
Unapologetic.
I love that. I love that. So, I mean, that was my first impression. Adrian?
I think I went into this movie perfectly because I'm done, like, watching trailers and stuff. So I had no crazy expectations. Like, I was fine with 0 cameos of anything. I was like, I just want Doctor Strange, you know? And, of course, Wanda, which I knew was going to happen. And so I liked, like, I didn't have too high. So I still, at first, like, but that's just because I know that, like, I'm feeling for the people that I know won't like it. Like, I'm like, it's such a good movie, but I know
Yeah.
so many people won't appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's what did it for me. And I love the horror aspect.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were like, I didn't like it. It went into a horror aspect, and I'm like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the whole point. They were like, it felt too scary. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the point.
It dipped its toes in horror, and that's not something Marvel has ever done
Ever
before.
done.
No.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, especially,
They've dipped
like...
into gruesome, but
Yeah.
never horror.
Yeah. And, I mean, like, this movie's probably one of the more gruesome Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Well, MCU.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like at the same time, of course you're gonna have that because it's a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
So them hiring him, I think like people going into it thinking like, hey, this is just gonna be another Marvel movie.
Wrong.
Like no, yeah, there's no way.
No.
It's a Sam Raimi movie. It's
And
no
it's
longer
a
an
Doctor
MCU
Strange
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
Not at all.
it's no longer an MCU movie. It's a Sam Raimi
Yeah.
movie.
All
And
on its own.
I was telling Adrian, Jordan, I think, or you
Ouch.
last night.
One of your half cousin.
You wanna? I've never been more offended. That's an
Yeah.
inside joke between me and Adrian. She called me a
We'll keep
half
it that way.
cousin.
It's okay.
When I was trying to introduce her to somebody, it was like, hey, this is my cousin Adrian. And they
That's
were
how you
like,
should have introduced me on the podcast. Is hey everyone.
This
Hey,
is my
everybody.
half cousin.
This is my half cousin. I don't love her. I only love her half because she doesn't,
Because you know half.
because she's only a half cousin.
That's how it goes.
Anyways, what I was saying, where was I at, Jordan? Dang
You
it,
were
you made
talking
me
about
so
Sorry.
mad.
No,
Sorry,
you
I
were talking
had
about
to.
saying something last night to one of us.
Okay.
You couldn't remember
Yeah,
who.
you don't
Good.
have to
I
use-
was
you said
I
it.
was gonna crap myself with anger here in a minute. I
You
was
saw
gonna say
red for a
something to you
second.
guys.
We were talking about how it's a Sam Raimi movie, and you
It's a
said-
Sam Raimi movie.
You told one of us. You told maybe Jordan, maybe me.
Anyways, on the next question. I
Sorry.
really cannot think of it for whatever reason.
It's gonna come
It'll
to you in the
come to you.
middle of the podcast.
I
You're
know.
just gonna
You'll be like,
scream it
"Whoa."
out.
I'm just gonna yell it at Adrian.
Go for it.
And be like, half cousin. Remember that thing?
Remember that thing?
That thing I said to you last night after you called me a half cousin, insulted me in front of my friends. In front of my friends.
I only have a couple.
Like 2 viewers? No, just kidding.
Like 2 whole viewers. I had them at the party because I know they were gonna watch this. And now you're on the show that they're gonna see,
And they know you're only half.
and they know now they think I'm a liar because I called you my cousin when they came up, and now they're gonna watch the thing. And now I look like an idiot.
Now you are an
Okay, I
idiot.
officially crap myself in anger.
You're just a half idiot.
I'm just yeah.
The half of me that's not related.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, this Sam Raimi movie, and it's unapologetically a Sam Raimi movie. I love that about it. I gave the synopsis already, so I can't just back out onto that. What do you guys think? What was your not favorite moment? That was more of a broad stroke last episode. So what was your favorite character arc in this movie? Was it Doctor Strange? Was it
It's so hard because
Scarlet.
Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, it felt like yeah, it was a Doctor Strange movie, but it genuinely accomplished doing it for both. Like
Yeah.
character development for both of those characters. For a lot of characters, but them two specifically.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick one. Like it's not like Wanda took away from Doctor Strange
No.
at all, which is it's hard to do for both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's tricky to think of.
I think for me, Doctor Strange, and you and I talked about this about our argument with Miguel, his character development was in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he said the exact same thing that Supreme Strange said to America Chavez is when he was going to send all of the villains back home to
Yeah.
meet their fate.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
in
I
the
knew
grand
I heard it
scheme of the multiverse, their sacrifice
It's
means
more-
nothing.
it
Like
means nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
So Supreme Strange said that to her when he was taking her power. He's like, I know I'm killing you, but in the grand scheme of the multiverse, your sacrifice means nothing.
Yeah.
So, and then when she tells Christine that this Strange, our Strange from Earth 616, is not like the other Stranges, he's had that character development because of
Yeah.
Peter Parker
Yeah.
or Spider-Man
He's
now
trying
because he
so
doesn't know
hard.
who he is.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah,
I
now
like
he doesn't underestimate the kid. He understands they might know things he doesn't because he's a master of the mystic arts. He doesn't know everything about anything about everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, that was my favorite part is his character development with that
Absolutely.
or about him.
And you can tell he struggles with
Mhm.
the character development because I feel like if he didn't know that one of his versions of himself does that, he would have ended up doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
And that's where he's kind of like literally learning from his mistakes because it's another version of himself.
making
And he's
mistakes.
like, he's like about to do it, and he's like, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to be that guy.
Well, if you think about it, the Ancient One even said he's supposed to be the best of us. This
Yeah.
Strange, Earth 616 Strange, is supposed to be the best of us. Who knows if she's talking about out of all
Us
the
or all
sorcerers
the
or
Doctor
all the
Stranges.
Stranges.
I see what you're
That's a
saying.
Yeah.
good one.
In the first movie, when
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
says
says
he's
that.
original
supposed to be
sources
the
bring.
best, but she doesn't say specifics.
He's
Yeah.
the best of us.
So
He's the
probably
best
of
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, Doctor Strange does go through an amazing arc in this story.
Yeah.
Hot take here. My favorite story arc was Christine. It was great. It was a great little
Christine.
the girlfriend,
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Going from a dead Doctor Strange. I'm being like facetious, but at the same time,
Yeah.
partly serious. She goes to a Strange after her Strange destroys universes
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
kills trillions of
She's
people.
able to comprehend that there might be a good one.
Exactly. And then also make things right with her Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying
That's
is
what I'm saying,
this
though.
is a
is
well-written
there's-
movie.
There are
Yeah.
so many character developments. It seems like there was like what I like. It's like it's essentially just those characters throughout the whole movie, and not like a bunch, at once. So they have time to put into detail each character and each character development that they can have,
Yeah,
and they do it very well
absolutely.
without it feeling rushed.
Absolutely. What'd you guys think of the Scarlet Witch? Spoiler warning. What do you think of the Scarlet Witch being the main villain in here and Dose dying in the end?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Oh, you liked her dying in the
Yeah.
end or just her story arc?
No, she had to die in the end because
Yeah.
she is way too overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what Scarlet Witch is. And literally anyone else defeating her would just make no sense.
Yeah.
Like in the end when they were it's like every movie, the underdeveloped character is like gets her power all of a sudden and can control it and defeats the bad guy. It's like no, that wouldn't have
Yeah.
ever been able
No.
to ever happen. So the fact that she's like no one can beat you but you,
Yeah.
and she does that, that's the only way you could ever do that.
Exactly. When she's destroying the stronghold that holds the Darkhold, she's not destroying the Darkhold because of the Darkhold's in there. She's destroying herself.
Herself.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
I think that the Scarlet Witch goes through an amazing story arc. Jordan, what do you think
Amazing.
about that?
I knew she was going to be a huge villain in the movie, and I didn't know it was going to take that dark of a turn.
Oh, I hated it.
But I did guess before the movie that she was going to kill all of the Illuminati.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I did. But at the end, I get why they did it, and after the movie I thought about it. Yeah, she's way too overpowered for what
Way.
the MCU is heading towards. Like, she's just probably going to demolish King the Conqueror
Yeah.
if that were to happen. So I get her having to kill herself. My gripe when I first watched it was thinking, what if it was kind of like when Professor X went inside that Wanda's mind to
Yeah.
pull her out? I thought, what if Wanda is trapped inside of her own mind and the Scarlet Witch
Is
took
taking
over
over.
from the Darkhold?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. I just think that it's more in a like that Wanda's gone now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no saving her because
Mhm.
the Darkhold has her.
Destroyed
Kind of like
her,
the
yeah.
Strange.
Mhm.
The Darkhold just had him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
no going back from it, and that's what makes it so powerful. That's why it had to be destroyed in every universe.
Every universe, yeah.
which
Absolutely.
is good.
I think that, Wanda's arc is incredible in this story, especially because she is such a sympathetic villain
Yes.
in this. Like
Yes.
if you don't have to watch the WandaVision
Yeah.
to know, like, ooh, this person's broken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is sad.
Oh yeah.
Like especially at the end.
Her story alone, like the show,
yeah.
is so lighthearted and bubbly at the same time. The WandaVision show, at the same time as being, dang, that's dark. That like if you really think
Yeah.
about the complexity of it, it's like, whoa, you've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so they did it well with this movie.
Yeah,
Making
absolutely.
her, you feel bad for her, but you're like, oh, sweetie, no, don't do that,
Like, no.
please.
We
You were
like
doing
that
so
one.
good.
Yeah.
You were becoming such a good character.
Yeah.
I gotta also say, I love that the resolution of this movie is that through the power of friendship and mentorship,
So,
through the power of love, and that you had the power in you all along.
yeah.
I love that. I love going back to the simple, like,
It really
80s
is, the
style of,
simple- Yeah.
like, Disney original film
Yes.
type of, like, nah, man.
It seems complex, but it's really just about
So-
love and
yeah,
friendship.
Yeah.
at the core, it's about you, brother.
Yeah,
It's
if
about
you
respect.
remember the meme, it showed freaking Saruman from Lord of the Rings, and it says, when you've been training millions of years to defeat your enemies, and it's Frodo smiling, and it says, but you have the power of friendship.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's
yeah.
just like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or it's like the meme where it's like when you've trained your whole life to use a lightsaber,
yeah.
Ray kicks your butt on a
Yeah.
death planet
Oh,
like
yeah.
in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
Exactly, because of the power of the Force. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that I love this movie's like resolution of just like
Yeah.
it's all about love, baby.
It's all
Yeah.
You
about
just gotta
love.
love yourself. You just
Gotta
gotta
love
get in.
yourself, love others.
Yeah, get you, bro. It's just about friendship.
Yeah.
So you and me went on this adventure, and you could do it. I know you can.
I know you can.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And it also develops Doctor Strange as a mentor
Mhm.
Yes.
as he struggled in that in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this episode up real quick.
'Kay.
I got one last question. That's a fun one.
Okay.
If you could develop your own Illuminati
That's way too
from
hard.
anybody,
There's
no,
so
hold on,
many.
from anybody in the multiverse, heck, throw some Star Wars characters in there. I don't care.
Anybody.
Anybody you want. Anybody you want who's
That's a
gonna
good
be
question.
at least
I
3 characters.
couldn't
At least
answer
3
this.
characters.
I don't know how it is.
Okay.
Joe, go first.
Do
the
it.
number one character off the top of my head, because he's been through so much and never lost his way, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. Yes.
Like,
Obi-Wan
been
all
through
the way.
everything
Yes.
you could
Unpopular
imagine.
opinion, Star Wars is
Lost
about
a
him.
man who was his son to him, lost his girlfriend who he loved, lost his just everything.
So
Yes.
pure
Never lost
still.
his way.
Yes.
So Obi-Wan he'd be like in charge of the Illuminati.
Absolutely.
The head.
Absolutely.
Man,
And Charles Xavier just makes sense.
Samwise Gamgee. I'm not even kidding.
Gosh.
Okay.
No,
This-
that is so true.
Yes,
he
this,
is the
this guy
Obi-Wan
put on
of
the ring and it didn't even tempt him and gave it back to Frodo,
Yeah.
no
Dude.
problem.
Yeah.
Frodo
Okay.
cries.
I like how we went
yeah.
to the Lord of the Rings here
Oh,
all of
yeah.
a sudden. The
Oh,
power
yeah,
of
we're
friendship.
going there.
Frodo cries and Samwise just picks him up on his shoulder. I
Dude.
can't carry the ring, but I could carry you.
Oh,
Obi-Wan.
yeah.
The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship at 99% power is Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah.
1% power,
Yeah.
maybe Legolas.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So-
maybe.
Yeah, the third one I'll think about
And then
while
again, the
maybe
power of friendship.
Adrian's figured a first
Oh,
one.
I
I'll
can't
try
even
and think
figure
of a
out a
third
Have you
one.
figured out a first one yet?
No, I can't.
I only have my last one. I'm thinking about it. Oh, first of all, I was really hoping that Mr. Fantastic from the other universe was going to come into
me
this
too.
one.
Me too.
I'm not totally disappointed at all. by
Not
the
at all.
Sensi.
No.
And when I saw it, and he was like the Baxter organization.
Yeah.
Jordan had already told me that John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic was already in this. But I was really hoping when he said the Baxter, like that would be like the other universes, and that
Yeah.
when he was like, as it was coming up, I'm like, maybe it still is, maybe it still is, maybe it still is.
Maybe.
Oh, it's
Oh.
all right. It's all right.
Okay,
It's all right.
okay, we're good, we're good, we're
I
good.
don't mind. So Mr. Fantastic from the other universe, I would have really liked. Wolverine definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Santa
was
Claus from
thinking
the
that, too.
Guardians.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Of
no
course.
doubt, no shot.
Adrian. Oh man, I shouldn't have gone second because I was gonna close with this.
Go ahead. I have
Half
literally
cousin.
none.
No, just kidding.
I have literally.
I
none.
was gonna say, literally, I was gonna say your mom, and that's been the Brandon Jar podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night.